There have been a couple episodes, but none of them thus far until now would I say.
But honestly, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of TV shows, movies, making it their entire thing. It's like, can we move on?
It's got kids, so it's gotta be good.
I hate that teacher and I hate calculus.
Everyone needs an understanding of basic calculus, whether they like it or not.
Why?
What, he's like 8 years older in calculus? Kids are smart in the future.
Yeah, it shows a progression of education.
I really like those blue suits.
Yeah.
Did we talk about how tall Jonathan Frakes is? He's gotta be 6 something, right?
Oh, yeah. And you can tell he's like walking weird. People have said that these suits actually cause back pain
really?
for the cast.
Yeah.
Tasha, I'm surprised you haven't heard the stories of Aldea, the wondrous, mythical world.
Did you see that?
Yeah, why is this 80 yard?
It's Aldea, Captain. It has to be.
I swear to God, if it's a sex planet.
Yeah, that's why you would be interested.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's not a hook.
Yeah.
Like a Saturn looking or Jupiter looking planet isn't a hook.
That was just a scene.
Yeah, it was a scene.
That's why there was no captain's log in the ship, because they didn't have anything to hook us. They're like, yeah, just play the episode. Just put the intro after the first scene.
Yeah, now I'm really curious about the production of this one, especially with that ADR on the bridge.
Think that kid will come back into play at all? Or just random?
Captain's log, stardate 41509.1. Either by chance or intent, we've been led to the planet Aldea.
We're being scanned, sir.
We'll let them know our peaceful intention. Open hailing frequencies, Lieutenant, yeah.
I am Rochella. Welcome to Aldea.
They've definitely reused that background.
Why do you reveal yourselves to us now?
We are eager to meet in person to discuss that. Captain, they haven't been through decontamination.
Our medical doctor is concerned that you didn't go through the regular transporting procedure.
Oh, true. Can transport around on the bridge.
We must now return to Aldea. Our eyes are very sensitive to bright light.
Relatable.
We're ready to receive you, Commander Riker, and 2 of your colleagues.
Interesting choices.
Not who I would have chosen.
How do they cloak the planet?
The theory is simple. The shield bends light rays around the planet's contour, similar to the Romulan cloaking device.
Captain, data, what do you read?
Some sort of scanning device, sir.
Don't touch him!
All decks being probed in a methodical pattern, sir.
All decks everywhere, the entire ship?
Aye, sir.
Can't reach the commander, we're being blocked.
Seems you have the chosen one on your ship. The smartest kid who's ever lived. Wesley Crusher.
But I didn't really feel anything.
Sir, similar incidents all decks. But only with the children.
Oh, it was all the children.
Oh, that's why they showed that kid.
They don't know how to do calculus on this planet.
Our history is littered with the deaths of those Aldeans who wanted more and more things. Nothing was ever enough. So we've evolved a very simple way of living.
I thought they reused that background, but it looks like this is the actual set.
We need a younger generation, strong and healthy, following in the Aldean traditions.
Would have been nice if the room was actually dark.
Yeah, because they just said they were sensitive to bright light.
Yeah.
Because we have no children, Commander. Rochella was the last child born on this planet.
And your medical community can do nothing. They've tried, Dr. Crusher, and failed. Perhaps we can help.
We got to get to this planet. No children.
Our children are not for sale at any price.
We sympathize with your situation, but what you ask is not possible. Still no response, sir.
Should take him anyway.
Alexandra? Alexandra!
All right, I think we get the point.
It's the children. That's why we've been brought here. That's what they wanted, and that's what they have.
So, that's a good hook.
Yes, that would have been a nice,
Maybe I guess they just felt like they couldn't fit that all in before the intro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Although, hear me out. I feel like they could have started with a captain's log explaining that they've been invited to this planet. Opening, first scene, Riker and them are already down there talking to him. But...
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Captain, let us begin discussions regarding appropriate compensation.
Compensation? You have stolen our children away from their classrooms, away from their bedrooms, and you talk about compensation.
You claim to be a civilized world, and yet you've just committed an act of utter barbarity.
Captain, we will continue these discussions when you calm down.
Oh, I would have.
And they can't go down there because they have the shields up.
Yeah.
That's a nice little twist, like only this planet being able to transport in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give in to fear. Now, we all knew what the risks were when we signed on, and that's the choice we made.
Yeah, extremely dangerous.
Yeah, these people that actually brought their children on here, have they seen any of the other missions that happened?
And now it also makes me think, I hadn't thought about this before, the kids have to go to school. Now you're hiring, I would assume, teachers that are only here because the kids are here on the Enterprise. It's an inflated administration budget.
There you are. I have you now.
She's really bought in, that child.
Well, this is my life now.
Yeah, not worried at all about her parents.
We've been waiting for you so long, Harry. We are artists, just like you. We see within you the potential of what you can be.
I'm not an artist.
Harry is not bought in on this.
Yeah.
Help.
Unit B, 375.
An instant elevator?
It is up to you to make the transition as easy as possible for the others. It's your duty, because you are their leader.
Is he getting adopted by anybody, or they're like, you're old enough? Well, at least these sets are cool.
Mm-hmm. What is its power source?
Wesley, why is that important? It does what we ask it to. It always has. What difference does it make?
Don't ask questions. We just stole you from your...
I mean, custodian requires maintenance.
Wesley, Radu is right. You ask questions I can't answer. Ask the custodian instead.
This feels very original series-esque, this whole setup here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me where Harry is?
Yes?
Custodian, show me Harry.
So Wesley's going to ask it questions to death to be the resolution.
You are going to make him into a sculptor?
He already is. He was just never encouraged properly.
Custodian, show me Alexandra.
Wait, what was her job? What was that?
Well, didn't they say that the daughter just, like, stole that kid?
Yeah, so she's just messing around.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Crusher and I are ready, Radu.
Are you ill, Captain?
Starfleet Regulation 6.57 requires that at least 2 staff officers are present during any treaty or contract negotiations.
Very well.
Not much on pleasantries, is he?
Captain, I'm not aware of Regulation 6.57.
No, Data, neither am I. Before we begin, we want to see the children.
No.
They can have children. You can't.
But they will. Our inability to bear children is a genetic dysfunction. It's not contagious.
Why do they want their society to live on so bad? You know, it's like, do they have that much pride in it?
Also, all they would be carrying on would be from like a cultural perspective. I mean, it would just be humans. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're having kids with them. It's just the kids repopulating.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It would just be humans living on their world.
Like, I just consider all these other species humans, basically. They just, like, evolved on a different planet, I guess, because they're all just human.
Yeah. I need more of those lizard people or rat people from that one episode.
Yeah.
Well, don't let it go to your head.
All right, so Beverly just had Wesley take a medical scan of her.
Maybe she's going to actually try to find a solution to it, to their, you know, infertility.
What? Oh!
If you don't accept our term, the Enterprise will be pushed so far away that by the time you return, your children will be grandparents.
Tough spot. Hopefully one of these shows at one point messes with the concept of time. You know, like time passes differently on different planets.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be cool to go to a planet where time passes, but I guess it'd be kind of hard to work with, because how do you get around that? But
Yes, it's a direct reflection of the music within. Now we just have to teach you to structure that feeling. Try it again.
It's a planet of Mary Sue's, let me tell you. She's instantly good at music. The kid's instantly good at sculpting.
They did scan all the kids and take the best handful of them, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Imagine being one of the kids that wasn't taken. Why don't they want me, man?
They said you were worthless.
You see, Harry, I told you you were going to be an artist.
Are you sure? Did I really do this?
Oh, yes.
Seems like it's just the tool that's doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just going like this.
It's what you were meant to do.
You mean I don't have to take calculus anymore?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, I'm sure math isn't a big part of sculpting or, architecture at all. You'll be fine.
Data, find a way to defeat that shield.
That may be impossible, sir.
Things are only impossible until they're not.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, man.
Duana is dying. I have no reason to believe the other Aldeans are any healthier. They're suffering from a kind of chromosomal damage. It could be genetic or environmental.
And is that why they can't conceive?
Yes. It also explains their lack of appetite, extreme pallor, and sensitivity to light.
Well, they didn't establish a lack of appetite, did they?
When they went down, they were full fruit baskets on the table, implying that they haven't eaten them.
Okay, yeah, a little, yeah. Well, you guys didn't get that? You guys are stupid.
The medicine worked again.
Good. Come see what Harry's doing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it really turned out well.
You already learned about dolphins at a young age, like assuming they're an extinct creature.
Should have been a whale.
Yeah.
That would have been nice
little nod.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't eaten.
You didn't eat anything. I feel badly fear that you have no children, but I have to tell you that we don't want to be here, and we will not cooperate.
Oh, that was weird. No attempt at a transition.
Just cut to him sleeping.
Custodian's room.
I do like that elevator. Whoever they brought on to make the sets for this episode went hard.
Chief Medical Officer's log, stardate 41512.9.
I think this is the first Dr. Beverly log.
Yeah.
I've begun to suspect that whatever is killing the Aldeans is related to a danger faced by Earth in the 21st century.
Do you think Bones ever did a log?
Yeah, he's done a couple.
He's done a couple?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't do what they want us to do, and they won't want us.
Will they get mad at us?
Or they'll beat you.
Yeah, exactly. It's too far in the future. They don't know about child abuse. That's long gone.
We all have to be in this together, or it's not gonna work.
Okay.
What are you doing?
What are you all doing here together?
She can't take all of us.
We can't eat. I know you're hungry. We all are. But it's our way of telling them that we want to go home. Understand?
Yeah.
I don't think you get the situation you're in, guys. Oh, but don't want to be here. We better send them home. Like, yeah, obviously you don't want to be there.
Before we begin, Captain, you must speak with the children. It seems they're on some sort of strike. I don't understand it.
If something happens and you have to leave us here, will you tell my dad that I'm sorry that I made him angry and that I miss him?
You will tell him that, Harry. And I will tell him how much I admire his son.
What the hell?
You are all suffering from radiation poisoning. Sterility is only the latest symptom. If the children remain, they will be affected as well. Your scientists have forgotten how everything works.
No. All lies.
No, wait.
Fake news. Lies.
Enterprise, this is Picard. Beam the children up.
Wait.
Enterprise, hold.
I'm staying here.
Thank you.
Let me get the dolphin for you to take with you.
We don't have time.
No, you keep it. I'll make another one.
See, that's when he grabs the kid. You aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, pulls out a gun.
Yeah. like a gun now, not a Star Trek gun.
Yeah, just a handgun.
You have destroyed us.
Fix your ozone, asshole.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is awesome.
The legacy of your progenitors, Radu. The source of your power and of your problems.
They kept us to the very end.
This is the custodian power source.
Now we must learn to use this power safely.
Will you let us help you?
Yes, please.
See, that's what the landing should have looked like this entire episode down there.
Yeah.
It worked well, sir. We have successfully reseeded the ozone layer, but for their atmosphere to maintain its integrity, they can never use the shield.
Or be cloaked again.
Okay, I like that. I think the one thing that kept them hidden is what was harming them.
Yeah, yeah. And they said it's been around like for millennia, so it's been really slowly killing them. It wasn't like a last couple of years type thing.
Sorry, Captain. She just wanted to thank you for bringing her home to her mother.
Thank you.
Mr. LaForge. Out of orbit, warp 5.
Yes, sir. Certainly, sir.
I love Picard's just like clueless straightforwardness.
Hey, yeah, great video, right? All right, good. Drop a.
This episode sucked.
Yeah, there we go. You do it. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but just like, I don't know, just when I have to ask, questions like, like, oh, they're sensitive to light and they go down to their planet and everything is like well lit. When I'm like, oh, why isn't it dark? The whole episode is weird.
And that opening scene not even being a hook, like it just being a random scene, not even with a captain's log or anything, just throws us right in, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but then for it to just be the worst opening scene. So there have been a couple episodes where I know I in particular have said like, oh, I didn't care for this one or I didn't like this one, but none of them thus far until now would I say it was a bad episode. This, I think, is a bad episode. And I agree with you. There's nothing like offensively bad about it. Like I think this is still better than both of the children episodes from TOS because the kids themselves didn't like really annoy me. But the episode itself, I was just incredibly bored.
It felt like an hour. Like that 45
yeah.
minutes felt like an hour.
Yeah. And so let me just say this. We obviously, if this is by chance your first time here, we do our patron takes where we talk about the episode after watching it and then we go look at what our patrons have to say. If we get into the patron takes and you guys all love this episode, I swear to God, we're going to have a team meeting or something. Like, we'll see what happens when we get to that. But this episode was so boring. And, it's like, I would love to have a boring episode where we spend it with our crew and spend it learning about our main characters. I don't need there to be a conflict or anything if it's with Picard and Dr. Beverly and Geordi, and our crew.
Yeah.
But no, a boring episode where we're just spending it with all of these people we don't know. Like, there were so many scenes in this episode with a random adult that we don't know and a random child we don't know with no one from the show in it. And it was bad.
I mean, I can't disagree with you there. The reason, I'm not too, angry or harsh on this one, don't get me wrong, it was boring. But in the back of my mind is the TOS kids episodes and how awful they were.
Yeah.
Far away, far to see, friendly angel, come to me.
Where it's like, this is passable.
Mm-hmm.
But I will agree, I didn't care about much of this going on. And the kids getting together, to be defiant and did that do anything?
No.
All the episodes, there's little things I like where Picard's talking to the dude over the viewfinder.
Starfleet Regulation 6.57 requires that at least 2 staff officers are present during any treaty or contract negotiations.
Very well.
Data's like, I'm not familiar with that order. Yeah, neither am I. It's like, oh, cool, he made it up.
Yeah. Like with everything, there's good stuff in it. There's stuff that I like, so let's talk about that. One thing I really appreciated about this episode was all the cool sets on this planet they go down to.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they hired to do the sets for this one, great job. I loved all of the rooms they were in. The custodian, that was all neat. The room at the end, the visuals of that big, energy, whatever it was towards the end, that was neat. So visually, it at least kept me interested there.
But they didn't show that to you to the very end. I'm like,
yeah.
This is the lighting we needed for this. Especially the makeup, they were all pastely white, and if it was dimly lit, and if they were all creepy looking, it's I don't know what, oh, we need the kids to stay here. It's that would have been much more effective, I feel.
Oh yeah, they could have added a little bit more of a creepy.
Yeah. Hey, added that oh, why do they want these kids here? And then they reveal later on oh yeah, we're dying. So it's set up to be they're creeps or whatever for stealing these kids, but then it's revealed later, oh no, our species is dying. We need them to carry on. You know what I mean?
What would you say? 75-80% of all alien species we've met in this series have just been humans. They don't look different whatsoever.
Yep.
And they go out of their way to remind that they're not humans. Even with them saying in this episode, Troy being
that might be acceptable to some other races, but humans are unusually attached to their offspring.
So obviously this species is not human.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up on a different planet. Give them something. You could probably say that humanoid type creatures would evolve similarly on other Earth-like planets. I get that.
Yeah.
But you couldn't give them something different, something. Even in Justice, the episode Justice, at least they all dressed goofy. You know what I mean? So it's just give them something.
They were just pasty white, but is that because of the years of radiation and they're sickly? Or is that just...
They didn't come off as sickly to me though. They didn't look sickly enough for it to be noticeable.
I do appreciate though, as soon as they introduced this custodian thing, I was like, oh boy, like there's gonna be like a final like Wesley versus Custodian,
Yeah.
a Kirk versus computer moment. So I'm glad like it was almost done off. It was like off screen.
Yeah.
It was like Data
And Riker.
and Riker. Yeah, it's like oh, it'll take me a few minutes to like get into this thing, and then we cut to something else. Cut back to him. Yeah, we took care of it. It's like oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't become this overpowering God thing. Like it was just kind of in the background.
Yeah, it's just something that I don't know. We've gotten used to. Like I don't know. What's the modern today? Like computers in general, cell phones, radiation that's slowly killing us. I want to do a case study on this episode because it just baffles me.
I'm the opposite. I never want to think about it again. I truly don't have much else to say. I'll give credit to the kid actors. They weren't awful. They did what they were given well. And there were some things I appreciated visually. Other than that, I just want to wipe this from my memory and never think about it.
Well, let's keep talking about it.
I would rather it be atrociously bad than be boring. Like, just don't be horrendously boring. You know, that's the worst thing you can be. Like, when we're sitting here filming a reaction, the last thing I want is to be sitting here in silence with nothing to say, you know? This was our first TNG reaction. I felt like we had to, like, pull it out of ourselves, you know? Maybe, I don't know if you felt the same, but, like, I felt like I was like, oh, my God, this is boring. It's like, how can I even react to this?
Like, yeah, what do I even say?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't think of a joke. I can't think of something to comment on until, like, later on with, like, the lighting, but the entire time, I'm just like...
It's like, yep, this is bad.
Yep.
Hopefully it gets good.
This is happening. I don't know. I like seeing Picard interact, like, with the little girl. Like,
yeah.
You know, because it's been shown a couple times that Picard's not a fan of children.
I think in the pilot he even says, like, he doesn't like children.
Yeah, relatable. So seeing that was nice, and at the ending with, like, the stick on the little fuzzball on his back.
All right, let's jump into our patron takes. This is where our patrons tell us why we're wrong, and they give their opinion. They agree with us sometimes. So they give their takes, thoughts, opinions on the episode. They also ask us questions or predict how we're going to feel about it. This is going to be an interesting one to jump into. So we only read a few of them here in the video because we're reading for the first time just now, but there's a whole discussion on the episode our patrons have. So if you want to take part in that, sign up for our Patreon.
This one's from Prof. Moff. Oh God, this episode.
Things are looking up based on that one. Hopefully we don't get everyone disagreeing with us. I have one from the Game Show Reviewer. I predict our target viewers, Alex and Josh, will love this one. It's got kids, so it's got to be good. I think that's a pretty good sarcasm there.
Yep.
Fun fact, several of the visual effects shots were being made for this episode during the Reading Rainbow episode that featured TNG. Oh, that's cool. I watched Reading Rainbow when I was a kid with
LeVar Burton, right?
Yeah, LeVar Burton.
That was actually yeah.
Yeah, so that's neat that they had one that featured TNG. That's cool.
Filming at the same time, really? Oh wow.
I have no idea the years that Reading Rainbow was actually... I mean, yeah, by the time I watched it, I'm sure it was all reruns, you know, probably, but...
This episode was made in 1987, long before the debate about AI's incredible benefits and corrosive nature on mankind today. In your thoughts, how do you think we should prepare for AI in the most positive or Star Trekian way after watching this episode?
Wow, that's an extremely deep question. I would love to talk about that. I don't know how deep we can get into it right now in this video, but...
You know what? Before I answer, I'll let the comment below it answer it. Thicket Dweller? I am not concerned for 1/1000th of a second about artificial intelligence. I am terrified of natural stupidity. Yeah, I don't think AI is a tool, and you know, if it's regulated, and I think there's plenty of evidence in media, movies, whatever. It's like, I hope that it doesn't. I don't think it's become ridiculous as something like The Creator, where it's like, it's like, or Terminator or anything, but it's like, I don't know, man. I just hope like we just take it slow,
There's an obvious jump between AI that humans have demonstrated they're able to create and something like Terminator. Skynet, is that what it's called? Terminator?
Yeah.
Because what we're able to create is just mimicking what we are able to create, if that makes sense. So it's like there is nothing actually AI. Like we haven't actually created artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it's all prompts from pre-existing things.
Yeah, it's just stuff that can retain a lot of data and spit it out. With that being said, like I'm never one to be a fan of like restricting progress for the benefit of humans, because you're only going to be able to do that for so long. Like if there's something that's going to exist, it's going to eventually exist. Like I feel the same way about like self-driving cars and stuff. It's like you can only limit it for so long. It is going to eventually come. Same thing with AI, but I have a high doubt that humans, at least in our lifetime, will be able to create something that's truly artificial. It's just such a huge leap that I feel like, I mean, there are so many things that's like, we're just that one huge leap away, right? So, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, but honestly, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of TV shows, movies, making it their entire thing. It's like, can we
Yeah.
move on? It's like, I don't know. It's like one thing gets popular, it's like movies and TV shows about it. It's like, enough. You know what I mean?
But it's obviously been, I mean, there's been stuff about it for decades with Terminator, and, it's been an idea for a long time.
But I feel like now in the past like few years, it's been like so painstakingly like, ugh, enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
From Gregory. Picard, okay, take 2. This is your chance to get rid of the Wesley boy. The Wesley boy. No, what are you doing?
Yeah, they could have just left the planet. Yeah. This is from Glenn Johnson Barnes. Star Trek and kids don't mix, and the franchise never really learns that lesson. I agree, and I hope that kind of like how this was fractionally better than the TOS Kids episodes. If they're gonna do it again in the future, whether it be this show or future ones, hopefully they can just get fractionally better. That's all I can hope for.
That really makes me worried because he says the franchise, which means the rest of TNG, Deep Space Nine, Star Trek, and like all these other shows. I'm like, oh no. I mean, maybe there's less kids episodes as time goes on, but that really worries me.
Yeah, I mean, in all of TOS, which was 3 seasons, there was only 2 kid-heavy episodes. So hopefully TNG doesn't have that many, and we've already have one, and it's behind us, so we can just never think about it again, hopefully.
We'll see.
But all right, we finally watched a bad one, guys. I hope everyone's happy.
And they agree that it's a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oftentimes it's like, I don't know, this is great. This is, it's bad, but I think we agree, so that's great. So with that, we're shutting the channel down.